Welcome back to Cougar Creations.
I'm Chloe.
And I'm Josh.
School has lots of effects on kids and can be seen in lots of ways. Today, me and Molly covered chronic absenteeism and how it's seen in schools.
I covered academic pressure and how it affects people. Most high schoolers stress a lot about school, which is a problem that can be overcome.
Now onto my segment about chronic absenteeism. Have you ever wanted to just not go to school, pretended to be sick, or asked to go home early? The urge to just stay at home is always there, but some kids give in to this temptation on the regular. These students are known as chronically absent.
To be considered chronically absent, a student must miss 10% of school, or about 18 days. Nearly 17% of students in Indiana and about 31% nationally wide have fallen into the category of chronically absent. Whether it is because they are sick or even because they feel like they can't come to school, there are lots of reasons that students are becoming chronically absent. To get an idea of these issues and how schools are going about preventing and addressing chronic absenteeism, we talked to school counselor Sarah Graham.
So I think it varies. Sometimes it's emotional issues where there's other concerns going on outside of school, that maybe there's home issues, maybe there's health issues, maybe there's transportation issues that are happening in that student's life. There's also, sometimes there's honestly a fear of coming to school just because of the workload or the schedule, the balance of all that, the stress, and maybe that student just needs some other key tools in their toolbox to learn how to manage that and pace themselves throughout the semester and feel more comfortable coming so that they feel more in control. But also I think if we can work with them after we start talking to learn some of those coping strategies, maybe they need to have a better connection with an extracurricular or a club here where they can meet other students that have similar issues. They just don't know and they feel alone. So you had sent me an email and asked me about semester 2, so I thought I'd send a pass and see if we could chat about it. So hopefully the process is a student reaches out to me, or sometimes I notice attendance and send a pass for a student, and we talk through that. And hopefully it's an environment where the student feels comfortable, where they can say, you know what, I want to be at school, but this is what I'm struggling with. And then when necessary, we schedule a parent meeting to help open that communication too, because sometimes it's nobody's fault. It's just a struggle, and no one knows that next step or how to begin. And so if we can help brainstorm or problem solve, or like I said, sometimes we just need to talk about it. And through that process of talking, natural solutions come out.
When people hear chronically absent, they often assume the student is failing or unmotivated. However, our counselor shared this isn't always true. Many students who struggle with attendance are actually doing well academically. So what does chronic absenteeism look like from a student's viewpoint, especially one who does well in school?
When I missed school last year, I think a big role into it was that I wouldn't have a sleep schedule. After I got off work or when I got home from school and I wasn't doing anything, I would just sort of like mope around. And so like it was a cycle. So if I woke up late, I wouldn't go to bed till later because I'd be like either playing video games, catching up on homework, or talking to a friend or scrolling on TikTok. Most of my friends aren't in the same class as I am. And so I really didn't socialize very much. And when I did, it was with new people I was just meeting. So there wasn't much of a eagerness to be in class to meet these new people. One of the major things that what's prevented me from going back into my old ways was that I did sign up to be in the work ethics certificate program that the high school offers for seniors. And one of the key points of that program is that you have a 98% attendance rate. And that was one of the reasons why I started showing up to school, making an effort into waking up early.
It's always okay to miss a couple days of school, but it's really important to not make a habit of it. If you're already chronically absent, try and reach out to counselors, teachers, and your family to help get you connected and get you to school.
Although school is a big part of every student's life, many students feel that school has taken over too much of their life. The demands and expectations of academic performance can lead to things like stress and anxiety. This is called academic pressure. Let's take a further look at academic pressure and see how it affects students.
Academic pressure is defined as the tension, discomfort, and other emotions caused by the pressure from school, family, and society in the learning process. Many parents have high expectations for their children because they want them to grow up successful. Although this can be effective to encourage children to be hardworking and to aim high, it can also have negative effects that stem from the expectations placed upon them. We spoke with school counselor Sarah Graham to get a further insight on academic pressure and how to deal with it.
So I think there's lots of pressures out there. There's pressures from media, social media, there's pressure from family, there's pressure from college, maybe from recruiters, there's internal pressure. Sometimes there's students that just really want to do their best and strive for perfection, and that's hard to work through sometimes. So I think there is with seniors. I also think it starts junior year because you're anticipating that. You're trying to get as much done as you can junior year to prepare for senior year because you have plans for senior year. But I think senior year can be stressful because not only are you trying to wrap up academics, but you are also feeling the pressure of, this is my last year with my friends, this is my last year with family, and you're trying to get all those commitments in as well. Sometimes that pressure of both of those worlds can rain heavy on you. I know that there's times when students feel like they can't say no to different obligations because they feel like they have to be in everything or be a part of everything, and that can be stressful. And then with classwork, again, it comes back to you're sending transcripts to colleges, you're preparing for that next step, you want to do it right. You feel pressure of, will I get into the college I want to get into? And so some of that's a natural pressure. And then some of that is, again, that internal pressure that maybe a 3.8 would be okay to get into college, but I'm striving for a 4.0 because that's just what I want. So having that happy balance of doing well in your academics and the best you can, but also leaving time for friends and family and some of those social engagements that sometimes help students unwind and have time to balance it better.
Mrs. Graham then went on to talk about ways she found effective for students to relieve their stress.
So I really encourage, I did a training with students a couple weeks ago, but just encouraging them to find other activities that they can invest their time in and having a balance. Anything, even the best thing in life done too much isn't healthy because you have to leave space for good connection and communication with others and how to fill your bucket back up. It's very easy, especially in high school, to just go, 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 go and not leave time to refuel and replenish yourself. So making sure that you have good sleep habits, good eating habits, good social connection, good mentorship if that's something that works for you, but making sure that you build in those healthy habits as well that can help you keep a balance through some of those stressful times. I think some of that is making sure that you have somebody you can talk to about it, whether that's someone at school or someone at home, but a lot of times we're not our own best mirror. We think we're doing okay and everything's going well, and someone else could say, you know, it's okay, why don't you take a break? Let's go out and get some pizza.
The main factors that cause academic pressure include pressure from parents or guardians, difficult coursework or exams, poor time management, and hard self-expectations. All of these factors can affect students both physically and mentally. The most common effect is stress and anxiety, but can also be more extreme. More effects include frequent headaches, fatigue, poor sleep, and high levels of burnout. All of these things can be managed by having reasonable time management skills and a good balance between school and life. We spoke with Bobby Brinkman, a student at GCHS, about how badly school stresses him on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'd probably say like a 6. I'd say I get stressed out about them, but if I get the work done and, I don't have much homework, then I'm not too stressed about it. Stress definitely makes me more driven to get the work done. My dad always tells me, when when you're stressed, that's your body trying to make you do it. And no, definitely, it pushes me to get the work done.
He then explained which class causes the most pressure and how he relieves it.
I'd say Spanish class because it's pretty rough in there. I'm not great at it, but other than that, I'd say all my other classes are not very stressful. Ways I help relieve myself is like getting the work done, because once I'm done with it, I'm not stressed about it. Or like I go and do something I enjoy, like I go play basketball or work out or something. I'd say definitely stay on top of your grades because your GPA really matters for like college and stuff. And then I'd also say get used to studying or taking times out of your like weekends or afternoons to focus on stuff you don't know.
Although school is very important, taking care of yourself is also very important. If you feel academic pressure like most students, make sure to take the necessary steps to relieve that pressure. A clean and healthy well-being is essential to truly excel in school.
School can be stressful, and it's important to find a good balance between your school life and your work life.
And for people struggling with that balance, make sure to reach out to teachers, parents, or counselors for help.
Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Josh.